What's up? Hello, welcome to Super Saturday. This is my second show of Super Saturday. It is now 8:22 a.m. in the Chicago, Illinois area. Welcome to Body of Christ Real Talk, Health Talk. This is Joseph Brownlee, your host. Looks at everything that I talk about through a biblical perspective. Welcome to the show. The proper human diet. Now, that's a phrase that's used in the carnivore community on YouTube. The proper human diet, meaning the right diet that humans should be eating. My stomach is growling. Does not mean I'm hungry. That's just a little gas going on there. Morning gas that I want to get rid of as well. Okay, back to what I'm saying. Let me digress. The proper human diet. And there's many theories of a proper human diet and where did the proper human diet start from. There's many theories and outlooks on how humans been eating. Now you have the evolutionary way of eating. You have the creationist view of eating. I don't go by any view, especially not the evolution way of why we need to eat this way. I'm more of a creationist view of it, not because God says we must eat meat for nutrition and not eat vegetables. No, but I just basically read how people was eating and why did they eat. The Bible does not talk so much of why men ate meat after the flood and after the fall of man. Why did God choose meat over plants? And he did not say from now on. He just said, he did not say stop eating plants and you should eat meat more. See, there's a gray area in the Bible with that. But what God does show is when you connect the dots, God allowed man to eat meat. See, which he did not before the fall of man. He allowed it after the fall of man, to eat meat. And ever since then, the human race has been consuming more meat than veggies and fruits. The human race, has been consuming double times more meat than veggies and fruit. Now, is there a reason for that in the eyes of God? I don't know. I can't think for God or whatever like that, but I believe, and this is my take on this, that God knew there was nutritional benefits with meat over plant food and fruits without excluding it, and that was the main course was meat and fishes and different things like that, because in the Gospels, there's a lot through the Bible, especially in the Gospels, you see they ate a lot of fish. And they didn't eat a lot of steaks and beef and cow, but they did eat a lot of fish. In Jesus' earthly days, ate a lot of fish. And they ate a lot of bread as well, but it was good, decent bread, not like the bread today. So it wasn't like God was excluding that, but it was fish and it was meat. And you go all through before that and through the Bible, and stuff like that, they consumed a lot of meat. Even when Paul talks about when some of the followers didn't want to eat certain meats because it was sacrificed to animals and different things, and Paul's letting them know it's okay to eat things, whatever God puts out there. You pray over it, it's all good. Now, it's not under the law. There's no restrictions of the meat you should eat. And you notice the focus was always on meat, food, and stuff like that was meat over vegetables. There's not a lot of talk about plants and vegetables and stuff, but more than it is when it comes to meat, even when it comes to sacrifices, God used meat. He did not use plants. He took Abel's sacrifice from the animals over the ground plant sacrifice of Cain. So meat has a big, meat always has been a big source of God's plan for the human race. We're not going to need it in the heavenly places, but I'm just saying for the human race. And I believe God already knew the nutritional values and the vitamins of meat. Now look at it this way. It wasn't God's plan to have us to take supplements and stuff like that. We would not have to take vitamins. There's nothing wrong with taking vitamins and supplements and stuff like that and all the stuff they got out there. Most of it is crap. Today, if we just follow the proper human diet in the sense of eating our portions of meat and protein and some fats with some vegetables, But a lot of this stuff has been contaminated by men's plan of trying to play God and trying to make something better that don't need to be better, trying to perfect something that's already perfect. So my point is, the creationist way of looking at where did all this start from, I could only use a theory, not a biblical fact. But the theory and way God used humans to consume food was majority of meat. Now, you don't have to go through that millions and billions of years of evolution of making up stuff, because that's what you're doing. You're making this stuff up. The caveman stuff was all made up stuff. It's confusing going there because you just guessing and making up stuff. You have more proof of how they lived through creation than you does evolution millions of years ago. That's a fact. Even if you are not a believer, archaeologists can go back the way biblical people ate did. Anything else beyond that is just a theory. It's just a Darwin theory. That's why I choose creation belief of way we eat more over evolutionary belief. But that's just me, okay? Now, when it comes to the way we should eat, it depends on the person's body. Okay, there's many diets out there, and there's many fads out there, but when it comes to a person's diet, you have to make it a lifestyle. But I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of nutritionists may agree with me, only a few would disagree, mostly the vegans and vegetarians. But I still love you guys, no doubt. But what I know now, I believe any diet that you do not consume meat and fats, it's not the perfect diet for your human body. You're missing a lot of nutrients and vitamins, important vitamins. I'm not saying you're not getting that out of vegetables and fruits, but you are missing a majority of your nutrients and vitamins, especially your B vitamins, B12, B6, B3s, and B1s and stuff. That's only could be healthily consumed in a healthy animal. You can call it grass-fed or whatever animals, stuff like that. But without the protein and the fats, you are missing a lot of nutritional values just doing a vegan and vegetarian diet. But if that's what you like, that's on you. I'm not saying you're not healthy, but it's just a difference even in looks and definition of your body when you compare all meat or low carb diet compared to a vegan diet that still adds some carbohydrates and some sugars. Okay, my other recommendation is on any diet, if you still consuming sugar, you're still going to have some issues because sugar just develops to so many high carbohydrates. So the first thing on any diet, you should stop sugar. I can understand you don't want to stop a lot of other things, like as black people, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken and mashed potatoes and grits and oatmeal and stuff like that, which is all bad starches. I know it's hard to stop them, but starts from somewhere. The number one is just sugar, period. Stop sugar, and stop the cereals, all types of cereals. So stop the liquids that you're drinking, even the diet Cokes and diet Pepsis or diet anything is bad because they got all kind of fructose and all kind of garbage and aspartame and maltodextrin. I know some of that stuff you haven't heard of because I haven't either, but I know now what it is. And all that stuff you can't pronounce is garbage. Just say if you can't pronounce it, it's no good. But you start slowly being stopping sugar in any type of diet. And the only way to be successful health-wise, I believe, in any diet, you have to choose the low carb over the low fat. The fat is not the problem. You need to eat fat to lose fat. Let me say this again. The key of losing fat is eating fat. And I don't mean fat in junk and ultra-processed food. I mean fat in meat. See, you have to eat fat, saturated fat, to lose fat. That's backwards. See, we're not used to hearing that. We was always taught fat make you fat. Ultra-processed junk food, fat makes you fat. Yeah, but the fat, natural fat, and that comes from meat and different fishes and different things like that, especially meat and stuff like that, and eggs. That's the fat we need to eat. The fat in the bacon we need to eat. The fat in the butter we need to eat. The fat in a lot of lard, that's what we need to eat to help us to lose fat. So we have been lied to. We have been told fat makes us fat. That's why you have so many low-fat things in the stores in your face. Low fat this, low fat this, low fat that, low fat this, low fat that. You don't see a lot of low carb stuff. And if you do see a lot of low carb stuff, it's saturated with a lot of hidden sugars. Even if it says sugar free, look at the back of it and see. You might find glucose syrup, this type of syrup, this hooba and this glycosaccharomyces and all that kind of stuff. I'm just making this stuff for man, that stuff becomes important when you try to stay away from refined sugar and bad carbohydrates. Remember, some of the good carbohydrates, decent carbohydrates, is some of vegetables and some fruits. Not all vegetables and not all fruits, but some vegetables and some fruits, okay, are good carbohydrates that works well in a lot of people's diets. They can eat decent fruits and they can eat decent vegetables and they're fine. That's why it depends on your body. I pick up weight fast. See, I gain weight fast. So those carbohydrates with the bad sugary fruits, even though it's natural, but it's the junk they put in it, and some vegetables, I pick up weight. So I stay away from the vegetables and the fruits, and I just consume fat and protein. And I eat a lot of eggs, and that's doing well with me as far as my gut, because I'm concerned of getting this leaky gut fix. I don't want to have gastritis. I'm tired of having gas and farting 100 times a day. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of them have subsided, but it still have ways to go because of my digestive system. And I heard the older you get, you don't collect a lot of acid as much, so it's hard to digest certain things. That's why you wind up with gas and bloating, which is still an issue with me today. Not as nearly bad as it was close to a year ago or 2023, but it has subsided quite a bit because of this all-meat carnivore diet. So I am anecdotal proof, or placebo proof, I might say. Let's say placebo proof of self-testing myself that the low-carb diet works for me and works for thousands and thousands of others. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. It depends on your body and your comorbidities, whatever other issues that you have. But it can work for most people. It can work, all right? So that's what I wanted to throw out there and keep you guys updated of what's going on with me. I'm going to go to the gym today, Lord's willing, and I'm going to do a little extra more cardiovascular, stay on the treadmill a little longer, and get on the bike a little longer to build up the muscle in my legs and everything, the fight against this hanging fat. This is the way I do it. You do not have to exercise. Hear me out, and I believe you with this, to lose weight on this carnivore diet. You do not have to exercise. But I'm doing it to tone up. I'm doing it so I don't want the hanging fat. Some people might want to lose the weight first and then do the exercise, which is good, which is great. I was going to do that at first, but I have to be more active. I get bored, and you can get mentally very bored, even though you lose the weight. If you don't get into things and do other things, that's just me. So I have to get more active. I have to walk. I have to lift weights. I have to do something, and recreational to keep me going and keep me mentally strong as well as physically strong. So you can lose a lot of weight, get in good shape, and be still stressed out and depressed. You have to do some things. I want to do more now. I want to travel more. I want to exercise more now because I lost so much of this weight. So that's an encouraging thing of being on this low carb or no carb diet. Once you drop the sugars and the carbs, your body is happy. Your body is very happy. So I advise anyone, just try it out for 30 days. Give it 30 days of low carb. My recommendation is start keto. And then if you want to do carnivore, leave a comment and we'll talk about the all meat. You have nothing to lose, No harm, no foul. Just go ahead and try it. It'll be okay. God bless you all. Another update on Saturday, Super Saturday, March 9th. Health Talk, Real Talk with Joseph Brownlee, Body of Christ Real Talk. God bless you. Peace out. Love you all.